How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great week. So it is Friday, guys, so it's time for a gaming news video. This week is going to be focused on EA. So yesterday, Jason Schreier, one of the video game journalists for Kotaku, released some news basically showing that EA are up to their same old antics. And I guess 2019 wouldn't be a good start to the year without EA cancelling another one of their projects, and I'm not surprised about this at all. So Jason Schreier revealed that EA have cancelled its open world Star Wars game, which was being developed by its Vancouver studio. So this game was announced back in October 2017 when Visceral Games was closed down. Obviously, Visceral Games were very well known for the Dead Space series, and they were also developing their own Star Wars game, which was codenamed Project Ragtag, which was going to be a linear action adventure game, actually directed by Uncharted director Amy Hennig. And I was so excited about that game. So when I heard that it was cancelled, I was really gutted, and I've been waiting a very long time for a really good story focused linear Star Wars game, you know, especially after the disappointment of Battlefront 2. I think a lot of Star Wars fans have been waiting for a really good Star Wars game, and it doesn't look like we're going to get one anytime soon. So this game by the Vancouver studio, it was supposed to be a huge open world experience. Jason Schreier in his article did actually reveal a little bit more information about what the project was actually going to be. So apparently in the game you were going to play as a rogue or a bounty hunter type character. It was actually codenamed Project Orca, and you would explore various open worlds, various planets, travel between planets, and taking on jobs and missions, and obviously interacting with different groups and different factions across the Star Wars universe. Obviously there's no information as to what era it was set in, whether it was set in the prequel era or the original trilogy era, or maybe in the current Star Wars movie era. There's no information about that, but it sounded really cool, and it would have been really awesome to sort of play as a bounty hunter. And it sounded really good, but basically it's now been cancelled by EA. So a little bit of information, insider information, has come out as to why it might have been cancelled, and this is sort of information provided by anonymous people that were actually working on the game. So apparently EA's top decision makers basically made the decision to cancel the game because they didn't feel that the game was being developed quick enough, or that it was perhaps too large or too ambitious in scope. So they were presented with a roadmap by the developers for sort of the next few years, really outlining the planned development for the game, and when obviously they were looking to release this game. And apparently it was still very early on in the development cycle, so it was going to be a good, probably 4 or 5 years before this game would actually be ready to be released. And according to these people that worked on the game, that wasn't quick enough for EA. EA wanted a game, something that was ready in late 2020, and they were aiming for the project to be finished much sooner. So rather than kind of give them extra support to be able to do that, or just let them produce this very awesomely sounding game, because they've got other Star Wars titles coming out, which I'll get to shortly, they decided to cancel it. Now, they haven't closed down the EA Vancouver studio, so that's good. That's a lot better, obviously, than how they treated Visceral Games, which was pretty disgusting and pretty shocking. It's one of the reasons why I'm heavily concerned about the future of BioWare, and why I dislike EA so much as a publisher. They just don't treat their staff with any degree of respect. They certainly don't treat their developers with any degree of respect, and they certainly don't respect the IP and respect the, the Star Wars brand, the Star Wars franchise. Star Wars Battlefront 2, with all its loot box controversy, all its microtransactions, was clearly a sign that they didn't respect Star Wars fans, and didn't respect the game enough to think that it could be financially successful enough without all these loot boxes and microtransaction BS and all that. So yeah, it's cancelled, which is kind of sad. So apparently EA Vancouver are working on a smaller Star Wars related project that is set to come out in late 2020, as they were hoping. There's no information on what that project is going to be. They're keeping very hush-hush about that at the moment. But yeah, apparently they are going to be working on a different, smaller project that's related to the Star Wars franchise. Of course, EA does have a huge game coming by Respawn, the developers from Titanfall, expected to be released in fall 2019, and obviously it's called Jedi Fallen Knight. That's the next big Star Wars project that's coming out, and obviously EA are going to be putting everything behind that, hopefully, for their game to come out. Sounds really interesting. I'm looking forward to Jedi Fallen Order. I hope it's a really good single player experience. 2018, it did show that single player games sell. Single player games are incredibly successful. Spider-Man sold, I think, over 9 million units. God of War, won Game of the Year. It sold millions of units as well. It certainly sold a lot of PS4s as well. PlayStation had a very successful year last year, and a lot of their most successful projects were single player experiences. So EA really have got to get a clue. The people making the decisions at the top, making these choices, are just not in touch with the gaming industry or the gaming community as a whole. They don't really know what gamers want. They, obviously the stockholders and the shareholders, obviously they want microtransactions because they want to make, billions of dollars, and they very much do. They make a lot of money from microtransactions, and that's why they keep putting them in. But it isn't what fans want. It isn't what gamers want. And eventually, it is going to bite EA in the butt. Inevitably, it's going to happen. EA are already on a downward spiral, in my opinion. Their stocks have plummeted. People, not that people have much faith in EA to start with, but people certainly are getting tired of EA's bullshit practices. They're a lot more cautious when it comes to purchasing EA titles, and, we'll do a lot more research to make sure that they're consumer friendly and don't have loot boxes in them, and so on and so forth. So, it's disappointing that this really cool sounding open world project is now cancelled, and I guess we've only got Jedi Fallen Order to look forward to, hopefully coming out sometime fall this year. But that just shows you that EA want this stupid yearly release cycle. What is this obsession with a yearly release cycle? Activision have got the exact same obsession with their Call of Duty franchise. EA have got the same obsession with their sports franchises, FIFA and Madden and NFL. And now it looks like they've got the same obsession with their Star Wars franchise. It has to stop. Take time to develop a good game. Gamers are happy to wait, and they will put down their money when that game is released if it's a good project. But what can we take from this? I think Disney now need to step in. I think Disney need to get a clue. And I think, EA don't respect the franchise. They're not treating Star Wars fans and the Star Wars franchise with any respect. They're cancelling projects left, right and centre. They don't know what they're doing with it. And I think Disney needs to seriously reconsider who they want to have ownership of the Star Wars license. Really, really think they need to reconsider and perhaps look at doing deals with other developers. So that's the biggest news that obviously hit this week, which I thought I'd obviously share with you guys. Let me ask you guys some questions. So if you were to choose a developer for Disney to do a deal with, who do you think would be a good developer to get their hands on the Star Wars franchise, and what kind of Star Wars game would you really like to see? Let me know your answers to those questions in the comments section below, and of course let me know your thoughts on this latest game news, obviously, that hit yesterday. Well, that hit on Tuesday. I'm obviously recording this on Wednesday night. But anyway, yeah, just let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hopefully, EA are not going to cancel any more projects going ahead. Hopefully, Star Wars, Jedi Fallen is going to be stable, and God, I hope to God that BioWare are not going to get closed or cancelled or something going to happen when Anthem comes out, obviously after what happened with the team that worked on Andromeda. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. That's it for this week in terms of gaming news. Of course, I'll be back with more videos later. I actually have some videos planned. I have a video planned for Monday, so I'm going to see if I can get that all sort of done and put together for you. So hope you guys look forward to that. Have a great week, of course. Take care, and as always, happy gaming. Bye, guys.